Right, let's get down to the juice. Now I'm going to teach you how to successfully penetrate the UK market. Now, when I was an SDR, this was going back 20 odd years ago. I know I don't look that old, but it was about 20 odd years ago. I was very, very successful. But I wasn't successful because I was very highly skilled or, I had lots of tricks and techniques. No, my success was predominantly based on my processes, my ability to create an effective process for a certain market and really continue that process and perfect that process until the point of where, I knew that process was going to be successful, 40, 50, 60% of the time. So let's discuss my process for the UK market. Whenever I pick up a new account, we're talking about selling high value solutions here, like over 100 odd K. When I was working for the likes of Vodafone, Microsoft, selling Microsoft Dynamics, or Vodafone Global Enterprises, or the Vendava, all those other big name companies, whenever I'd get a new customer, a new prospect, one of the first things I would do is, once I've identified my prospect, the person who the decision maker, I would start priming them. What do I mean by that? I would start putting them on an email marketing chain. Now, the purpose of the email marketing, I know a lot of those emails were never going to get opened and they weren't going to be read. What I used to do, for example, my company, Service Management Consultancy, for shortened SMC, whenever I'm sending a prospect a new email and they've never had any contact with me, first things I would always do is put SMC colon, in the subject line. SMC, saw this and thought of you. SMC requesting for a suitable time to meet, whatever. And I always kept putting SMC. Why? Because subconsciously, it didn't matter whether they opened the email. Subconsciously, they kept seeing the SMC. So when I finally did call, after like 7 or 8 emails have gone by, subconsciously, SMC, when I say to the person, oh, it's Leon from SMC, there's a subconscious familiarity there, and there is a stronger opportunity or a stronger potential that the prospect would answer the phone or would entertain my call. That's the first step. So I was talking about tenderization. So tenderizing the prospect. One of the next things that I would do is I got taught a lot of tricks and a lot of techniques of how to navigate and get past the gatekeeper. Honestly, for me, yes, while I tried a few of them and some of them did work. One of the first steps that I would do when going into a new company, I contact the reception and I would ask for the name of the PA. Who is the PA? Who is the executive assistant for this person? And then I want to speak to that person. I would then go and pitch the PA. I would do in a way where I'm not just, another caller trying to get through. I would actually build rapport, so I'd try to, break a joke and really try to get that person out of their comfort zone and get them off the defensive and actually build some rapport with that person. Yeah, and I'd invest that time. Maybe it took me half an hour, whatever. I would invest that time. Why? You got to think about these PAs and receptionists. They sit there and they probably take 200 calls a day. Hey, did that pass you through? No, okay, and that's their job. Yeah, and it can be sometimes very tiresome, very boring. So to have someone on the phone that comes in and just, wants is actually, no, I'm not trying to get through to them. I actually want to speak to you. I actually want to get through to you. I actually want to speak to you. It's different. So I get through to the PA. When I'm through to the PA, I'll tell them, look, hey, this is my company. This is what we do. This is the benefit. This is the hook. This is the benefit that it's going to provide the organization in general. But this, and then the convincer. This is why I think it's relevant for you or for your boss. Yeah, I looked on your annual report, and I see that you guys have got an objective this year to increase revenue by 10%. I see that I've just seen the Q1 figures come through, or I've seen that your competitors are doing this, and this, or whatever the reason, or this is I get this market research, whatever. I had some convincing. I showed some kind of referent power, so something that I am expert. I'm very knowledgeable in what I'm doing and differentiating myself from that crowd. And then most of the time, I would ask and say, "Look, do you think this is relevant for them?" "Yeah, I don't really know." "Okay, fine. When would be a good convenient time for me to contact them?" "Yeah, you can try in the morning." "No, no, I want a specific time. What's their diary look? Can you open their diary for me and tell me when is there a specific time? When are they going to be free today? When is a specific good time for me to contact them?" And I get a specific time. And then I get through a call 5 minutes or so early, and I get them to push me through. That'll be one way. Yeah. Alternatively, I if they didn't think it'd be available, they would refer me to the right, because they're trying to block. Again, their job is to block, to protect their gatekeeper, their prospect from unwanted, unsolicited calls. They would refer me to the right person. And me being as cheeky as I am, I'd ask for the mobile number, I'd ask for the direct dial number, and he would give it to me, because they want to do everything they can to protect their decision maker. So, and that'll be the second way. Yeah, so go to the source. The third thing that I would do, yeah, is I'd gain some personal insights. Now, it's all well and good to gain some, have some reference knowledge, and to really to establish yourself with credibility about your expert, and you've done your research. But I'd also do some personal research. Yeah, I'd put the prospect's name into the Google. I'd get their Facebook profile. I'd find out what their hobbies and interests are. Yeah, I used to. I am somebody. I used to play a lot of sports, but I don't really like watching sports on TV. So I never used to follow. I didn't really support any football team or anything like that. But I used to watch Match of the Day religiously, just so that I would have topics of conversation, and I would know what's going on, knowing that most of my prospects were interested in football, cricket, or rugby. And I would watch in the news and understand what's going on in there, and be able to talk about highlights about a game, that happened the night or the last night before, and be able to talk about this stuff just from watching these highlights and understanding how that's their interest. So I get on the phone. "Hey, John, how are you? Did you see the game last night? Oh, that Giggsy did oh, that was a brilliant shot from Giggs, da, 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 da." And I've immediately broken the ice. But I have no interest in football. I don't watch it football. But I knew enough. I knew that person like Man U, and I knew, and I made sure I'd followed up and on the news, so I had some talking points. I had some stuff that was be able to help me to build rapport. One of the things I learned very early on in my career was how to successfully elevate myself up and down. Yeah, it's all well and good to be assertive and to put yourself on a level where you can speak to other sales directors or other directors, but also you've got to be able to converse with the users, the people on the bottom level, and still be able to build rapport with them and get the information you need. So to be able to up and down, and elevate yourself up and down, and basically come and approach the person on the level in which they're at. Yeah. For example, call up the receptionist, and she may be like, "Hello," in a very dreary voice, and I'm like, "Has it been one of those days, darling?" "Oh yeah, I know. I had one of them yesterday. This and this went wrong." Da, da, da. Yeah, but a couple of minutes we're having a laugh, we're having a joke. As soon as I get onto the decision maker, "John, Leon, calling from SMC. How you doing, sir?" I saw this information, thought of you, and I thought I'd give you a quick call to quickly discuss this. Da, da, da. And be able to elevate yourself up and down. One of the other tricks I used to do, I have respect for their time, the decision maker's time. So I would come into the office. I'll be in the office at 7:30 every morning. By quarter to eight, I'm already making my first call. Because I know that these top level decision makers, these blue chip companies, these top level guys, they are already working from 4 o'clock in the morning. They are already working from 4 o'clock in the morning. Why? Because come 9:30, 10 o'clock, they're in their first meetings and then they're locked in back to back meetings all day. They're not going to get any more work done. So at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, they're already at their desk checking their emails and getting ahead of the day. So that's when I call them. I'd call them at 7:30 in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. But when I called them at that time, I'd have respect for their time. Hey, John, Leon from SMC, how are you? Listen, I know I've caught you at back time. Just want a couple of minutes of your time. So I've seen this, seen that. I think this could be really beneficial to you. Now, look, I don't want to waste your time. What the purpose of the call? Why I really want to contact you? I want to schedule a meeting for say about a month's time. Yeah, and then in the interim, I would like you to give me some names of some people within your organization who could help me to qualify this opportunity. Prior to the meeting, I will send you through the notes and send you through everything just to make sure that you're okay and everything's on. You can dot the T's and cross the I's and make sure that it is going to be tailored to your needs. Is that something that you'd be open to? Most of the time, they'll be yes, because they respect for the fact I'm not coming on there trying to sell to them or sell some, and really waste their time. They want to get on with their day. I've contacted them. I've been respectful. I've done my research. I know what their objectives are. I know what their well, I have a good understanding because I have an understanding of the market, demands and what the issues are and trends are within the market. So I had a very good understanding of what their problems and issues were, and then I could put that together, utilize a bit of cultural insights and cultural intelligence to get through to them, but have respect for their time and say, okay, look, this is what I want to do. Is it okay if I go back and I've already got the PA's name? If it's okay is this something you might be interested in? If it is, would it be okay if I go and, schedule a meeting for say in a month's time with say Rachel, your PA, and in the interim also I see that your head of sales is John, and your head of marketing is Michelle, whatever. Would it be okay? Could I have your blessing to contact these people to help me to better qualify this opportunity? Most of the time, 99% of the time, they would say yes. I booked the meeting. It's not qualified. It's not qualified. I cannot submit it. I cannot get payment, but I know I've got a firm date in the diary now. And now I've got his blessing where he has basically now would send an email out. Yeah, hi, Richard. Yeah, I've spoken to this guy, we'll have a meeting. Please help him to get hold of, John or Michelle, whatever, and to better qualify it. Boom. I'm through. I'm in. Yeah. So you need to decide whether you want to go, if you want to take a top-down approach. That's the way I would do it. Alternatively, I could take a bottom-up approach. I could go and speak to the people on the bottom hand, the users, and find out what their problems were, what the situation was within the organization. And then I'd go and cold call the decision maker. Hi, John. I've had a couple of conversations with people in the organization. This and this and this seems to be the problem. Not sure what kind of initiatives have you got going on in order to resolve this. If you don't have something, we have this solution. I was wondering if I could schedule a meeting and, schedule a meeting through your PA and basically go and also get your blessing to speak to the person X, Y, and Z to actually better qualify the meeting and make sure this is a better use of your time. Is this something you're open to? Boom. Yeah. So I didn't, for me, I wouldn't lead with any problems. I wouldn't lead with all that. But because I had I had that credibility, I built that respect. I've done the research. Yeah. Most of the time I would get the opportunity. I'd get the appointment, and then I'd get all all the time I need to qualify it. Most of the time, I wouldn't even need to call, the second level people down. They would respond to me within a couple of days and email, "Hi, yeah, my boss has told me to give you a call. When are you free to discuss this?" Da, 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 da. Cool. And that's how I utilized cultural sales intelligence to help me to close more deals and smash my targets within when I was selling in the UK. One of the things that the UK is known for as a relationship-based culture, one of the things that they are known for is their humour. But you've heard of the UK, the dark humour. It is a very dark humour. You need to be very, very careful and really sensitive about this. Yeah, what is funny to some people is not funny to other people. Yeah, and also utilize who you use that humour with. Yeah, I would very, very rarely go on my first call and try to make a joke with a senior decision maker from a blue chip company. Very, very rarely. Wouldn't do it. On the second, third call, it's a bit different. First call, no, wouldn't do it. But if I'm calling a first call for a mid-level manager, I'm going to crack jokes. I'm going to, make him laugh or make them laugh, and I'm going to utilize humor to build rapport. Utilize insights using reference power. Reference power is very, very key to helping you to get through and gain credibility. Yeah. And then the last thing is personal insights. Yeah. Guys, I hope that's been beneficial for you, and I hope that you've learned a bit today. And I wish you all the success in breaking into the UK market. Happy hunting. Bye bye.